I know, and I thought, man, grapefruit would make great boobs. And so, you know, I just bought me 2 of them. Just bought me 2 of them. Just shut them down in the bra.
That is genius.
I know.
And then
it's a snack.
Yeah, it is a snack.
It's a snack later on.
Yeah. And if you
well, they were from the store, and they did have them in that cold section that sprays water on them.
Oh.
So not only were they cold, they were wet.
You're stupid.
So when I got here and just stuffed them down in there, they kept my nipples cold. They kept my nipples cold and hard as rocks all night. That's too much?
I love it.
Okay.
My nipples were cold and hard as rocks. Do that part again.
I will.
I'm Mandisa Hard Time.
And I'm Camille Twa.
And this is
Nothing Creative.
That's the name of our show.
Well, Mandisa, how's your week been?
My week has been so good and so great.
Good.
Now, I don't know why we didn't win the Night of $1,000 lookalike contest, because as soon as we walked up on that stage, everybody started booing and pointing and saying to get on out of here.
Yeah, I couldn't decide to be offended or to be proud, because they thought we looked so much like Dolly, they wanted us to get out for our safety. They thought we were her.
I think that might have been.
They were saying, get out of here, Dolly. Your fans might start rushing the stage. It's not safe in here.
We did not have security with us.
No, and we just looked so much like her, we decided we'd show you how to do your makeup like her today.
Now, what would you say is the primary thing that's recognizable about Dolly Parton that when you do it, people are going to be like, that's her?
My 2 things are her lips and her face shape. And I'm going to show you how you can do that with your contour and your blush.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just start right here next to my nose to make sure I get a good concentration right there. And it's going and then connect it right back in with my contour.
Wow, I can see Dolly's cheeks coming right
Can't
through
you?
there. Yeah.
And then here's a tip not many people know, and you'll notice I did it on other parts of my face tonight. Then you take your blush, and I got a nice ombre pink into purple, but I'm just gonna
Now
use
this ain't James Charles.
This ain't James Charles. This is Nyx. I'm just gonna dab in the pink part. Just gonna put it right.
Now what all these beauty gurus do, they stick their brush down in their makeup, and then they tap it, and all the product
waste all the
falls
product off.
They just waste it. That looks so good. Would you do it on me too?
Yes, we got it. We'll do both, all our things on each other.
Okay,
Here we go.
good.
Here we go.
Now remember, we don't tap it off. We just want to get all that product on there.
This is really lovely. I can see Dolly Parton coming right through.
Me too.
Okay, and now let me do the blush part.
So good.
Just like her.
I do.
I see it. Now you notice Dolly has a very large lip and it comes way out to the sides.
It does.
So,
yes, it
so
does.
you just want to bring it way up and way out. Oh, that's gonna be great.
You know what? This reminds me of that time that you did my lips. In your overdrawn fashion.
Yes.
Except for this is a lot more Dolly-like.
Yes, exactly.
Now I've just gotta say, if it wasn't for you in that tutorial a couple of weeks ago, showing me how to overdraw my lips perfectly, I would have never been able to do a Dolly lip.
That is very true. You got to learn how to overdraw them first. So make sure you go watch that tutorial that I did, because everyone knows
the link.
I'm Knoxville's greatest lip overdrawer.
All right, now one more step in looking like Dolly Parton. We have the lips, we have the cheeks. Now she has a very straight and narrow nose with like her nostrils flare out a little bit. So
that's exactly it.
We are going to create that illusion.
You know how to do that?
Yes, I do, and I'm the best at it. So I'm gonna take my non-James Charles Morphe palette, and I'm gonna dip into the darkest, deepest brown I can with this little flat-edged brush here.
It's important for it to be flat now.
Yes. So I'm gonna take my deepest, darkest shade. I want to really pinch that nose, and I'm gonna start at the top because you want it to be darkest up there near your eyebrows.
I can see it getting skinnier.
Now that we've got it all nice and straight, we've got to draw the flared part.
Do the flare.
So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw out like that right there. See that? Do the other side now.
Man, Your nose looks like a completely different person, Mandisa.
And now that's the Dolly Parton nose right there.
Can you do it on me?
Yeah, sure. I sure can.
I can feel the difference just from you tapping on
You
me.
can't read, can you?
No.
There you go.
Look.
Now you've got your Dolly nose.
Oh, wow. That is perfect. All right, and now you said the last thing is her mole.
Her mold, yeah. So what you're gonna take is just your Wet n Wild pencil.
Yeah, we love to use that.
And her mole's on the left-hand side.
Uh-huh.
So
when you're looking in a mirror, it's on your right.
if you don't know the left from the right, just always remember
With the L.
the one that looks like an L.
That's perfect.
Now, I'm not done with it. I'm gonna deepen it up. Now that's just the template, so I don't mess it up.
Right, you got it before you go
Now
on with the liquid.
I'm gonna go in with my liquid. This is Elf, and this is not James Charles as well.
Y'all seeing this? This is real magic right here.
I'm just gonna tap it in there. See there?
Wow.
So you need the. Are we gonna
please.
do your mold? Okay, it's on the left-hand side, which is okay.
This.
Alright. Don't move. I don't want you to smudge it.
All right. Yeah.
There you go. And now through the magic of television. Ta-da!
Now, Mandisa, we look just like Dolly Parton right now.
Yeah, I can't believe we lost that contest.
I know. Mandisa, how'd you make your boobs here so big?
Well, you know, she's got some big knockers, and I didn't want to be too ostentatious, so I left my shirt on underneath. But I've just got some polyfill stuffed in here to really fill it out. But I ran out of that, so I had to use a t-shirt in the other side. So that's what I made my boobs out of. What'd you make your boobs out of?
Well, you know, Mandisa, I am so glad you asked. I didn't have any polyfill, or I didn't even think to grab a shirt. So I just stopped at the store on the way, and I was going through. I walked in the door, and I saw some grapefruit. I know. And I thought, man, grapefruit would make great boobs. And so, you know, I just bought me 2 of them. Just shoved them down in the bra.
That is genius.
I know.
Now, you know how we was talking about how hot it was here at the Night of $1,000?
It was, yes.
Now, did you refrigerate these before you stuck them in?
Well, they were in the cold section, but they were also in that section where it sprays water on them. So not only were they cold, they were wet. So when I got here and just stuffed them down in there, and they were still cold and wet, and they kept my nipples cold and hard as rocks all night.
That is genius.
Drag tip of the day.
I'm gonna have to try that next time.
Please do.
Yeah.
You might even be able to go bigger.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
Honeydew.
Oh,
Watermelon.
my head. Watermelons. Well, that would be some big melons.
They would, but I bet they fit in these.
I bet they would.
Yeah.
Well, here's the drama.
Okay.
Okay, I woke up, you know, this morning and I was scrolling through my Facebook.
As you always do.
And I saw this video. Now in this video, it starts out with 2 girls sitting there and they're talking about the other one while she's not even there.
Oh my Lord, Mandisa. How
They
horrible is that?
They said, let's talk about it while she ain't here. Let's talk about her behind her back. And then she popped her head through the curtain and they act like that they were her best friends. And then the big one,
Now that's no tea, no shade.
she started talking about everybody in town.
Uh-oh.
The one in the middle was just naming off names, and the big one, she would just start talking about them and saying bad things.
They were just going through a list?
Just a list.
Oh my
A
God.
whole laundry list. And just
Dirty laundry.
saying bad things.
Oh.
Like their makeup was bad, and saying that they was grand. Apparently, there was this show director that got upset with one girl because she called out of a show because she had diarrhea.
Oh.
And so I just thought that was real inappropriate for somebody to be talking about somebody having diarrhea.
Well, when you have diarrhea, you gotta have the diarrhea.
You gotta have diarrhea.
You gotta call out of the shows if that's the case.
And then she said something about one of the girls being a look queen.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know of any other look queens in town except for us.
I mean, what we got going on here, we look just like Dolly Parton.
This is a look.
This is a look. I think what we've shown across our past couple of episodes each time, we are showing that we are the only look queens in town.
We are the only look queens in town.
That's right.
Now, I don't know. I think some of these people was getting mad about it because there's a lot of comments on here. So I'm going to read a couple of these. Oh, look, we have a Dear House of Hard Times right here.
On the video?
Yes, on this video.
Oh my God.
Because they did promote us in the video.
Well, thank you.
It says, Dear House of Hard Times, how come all the drag queens with the purr sound in their names seems to have lost their damn minds? Well, that's a good question, and I don't understand, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the cat. You know how
I was
cats
say
are
if you're out
hateful.
there purring.
Cats are hateful.
Yes, they are.
They're very hateful.
They're very.
And they will just jump
They'll
out anywhere.
smack it. Yeah, smack your face.
They will, and they'll make
Go behind your back and knock things off your counter that you were waiting to eat.
Someone else said, "Ooh, all the shade in this episode," and then someone said, "LMAO, this is hilarious."
Nothing like that's hilarious.
They were not each other's friends.
They were not. They were not.
Does this bring us to some words of wisdom?
It does bring us to some words of wisdom, Mandisa.
What's the word of wisdom for today? Because I feel like the word of wisdom needs to be shared with all those people that was talking about each other behind their backs.
It does. It does, Mandisa. The word of wisdom for today is courage.
Courage.
When someone is saying bad things about you and you don't know where to turn and you don't know where to go and they're getting down in your feelings and you're feeling down and out about yourself, make sure you have the courage to stand up and say something. All right, let's get us going. Hashtag Ask House Hard Times. So our first question is from Jerry Allen.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi. It says hashtag House of Hard Times. What's the proper way to read someone and the proper way to take a reading?
Well, I think as we discussed earlier, it's real important to seek a professional.
That's right. Especially if you're taking a reading. Only the professionals really know how to read the lines on your hands. You know, I got a lot of lines. You don't have as many as me. And if it's not a professional, they don't know the difference
They
between
get the
two
lines
hands.
mixed up.
Get them all messed
They
up.
get them mixed up.
And your reading might be wrong.
They'll have you going left instead of right and up instead of down.
That's right.
You won't even know what to do.
Yep. And then you also asked how to read someone. Well, I'd never read someone else.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not a
too
professional,
scary.
so I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, I don't want to misinterpret what's going on in your life.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
No.
I do have a deck of tarot cards, but I'm not real well versed in it.
Always seek a professional.
Always seek a professional.
Yes. Thank you, Jerry. That was a great question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our next question is from Jordan Arnold.
Okay.
Dear House of Hard Times, last week you explained what a dussy is. Yes,
Yes,
we
it did.
What's a bussy?
A bussy. I remember what a bussy is.
Okay.
When I was in elementary school, my mom would wake me up, and if you'll remember, there were the big buses and the little buses. Well, I always rode the little bus. You know, I remember my mom every morning, first thing, she'd wake me up. First thing in the morning, you got to sit down on the toilet, and that time would just go by so quickly when I was on the toilet, and my mom would have to yell down to me, "You're going to miss the bussy. The bussy's outside waiting for you. You're going to have to pinch it off real good there now. You're going to miss the bussy outside." And I'd have to grab my backpack, and Lord, the bussy was about to leave me. And so then I'd run out, and the bussy's doors would open. Say, "Good morning, bussy driver," because I never really learned his name, and then I'd sit down in the bussy seat. And you know what? That's just all come back to me sitting down here, because this seat is much like that bussy seat.
So to wrap up, a bussy is
The bussy is not the big bus, but the
like a little bus. The bussy is a little bus.
The bussy's a little bus.
Well, that's great. Thank you for
Yes.
that knowledge.
Thank you.
You learn something new every
And
day.
thank you for asking.
Okay, our next question, I
All
think we can both do.
Okay.
It's from Kevin Boyd.
Okay.
Hi, Kevin. And it says, Dear House of Hard Times, I want to know if I can be in the hashtag House of Hard Times.
Oh my God.
I love and adore you both.
Well, Kevin.
We're just going to go ahead and say,
Welcome to the House of Hard Times. Hashtag House of Hard Times. Hashtag Feed the Kids Fresh Fish. Thank you so much, Kevin, for wanting to join us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And we love and adore you as well.
Thank you. Our next question is from Michael Minton. It says, Dear hashtag House of Hard Times, what is the biggest cockroach you have ever seen?
The biggest cockroach that I have ever seen was in Florida.
Oh,
And it was real big.
that's lovely, Mandy. So thank you. All right.
Thank you for asking that question.
Yes. Our next question is from Christopher Aaron Payne. It says, Dear hashtag House of Hard Times, how important is it to vote in the next election? And what are some good tips to new voters on how to inform themselves on the candidate that is right for them?
Well, Christopher and Payne, we always enjoy a political question.
We do.
So thank you so much for that.
We love
Now,
to share our politics on the airs.
Yes. Now, when I am trying to choose who I'm going to be voting for in the election, I always take into consideration their performance.
That's right.
And I always take into consideration what they wear.
Yes.
So their styling.
And what they look like.
And I also take into consideration the judges' critiques.
Yes.
Now, as you know, on a show such as American Idol, the people of America do elect the winner of American Idol.
Yes,
so
they do.
when you are casting your ballot for that next American Idol, you just need to make sure that you listen to the judges' critiques, you look at their stylings,
Yeah.
and they have to have an impeccable vocal ability.
Yeah. That's
So-
it. I think Mandisa covered it all there.
So that's
Thank
how
you,
I,
Mandisa.
yes.
It's
Thank you for that question. This next question is from Replica Queen,
okay.
and she is our daughter.
Yes.
So, how are you, Replica? She says, hashtag Ask House of Hard Times. Dear moms, how do I find myself a man?
Oh.
So far, it's been harder than my hairline.
Oh, no.
I'll just go ahead and start,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll let you wrap it up.
Okay.
But I would like to go ahead and first say that in order to get a man in this day and time, you might want to go ahead and get yourself a Dusty. See, when I was little, and she was talking about a Bussy earlier,
Mm-hmm.
now I used to ride a Bussy to the Dusty store.
Oh,
Yeah,
get
that's-
you a Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Dusty helps.
Yes, it does.
What's your tips on how to get
You
a
know, nowadays and age, I've found that online's a real great place, and I've heard Craigslist is a great place to meet you a man.
Craigslist?
Craigslist, yeah, you just go
Is that
on.
like Angie's List?
It is like Angie's List, and people can rate the men on there, just like on Angie's List. And they go in and they say he was real great. He came over. He was a good time.
Wow, how convenient.
Yeah, so people just make these posts, and you go out and meet them. Just don't meet them at their house. Meet them someplace public.
Craigslist like Angie's List.
Craigslist, just like Angie's List. Read those reviews of the men's.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode.
I'm Camille Twa.
And I'm Mandisa Hard Times. And this has been
Nothing Creative.
Ta-da! That's the name of our show.
Ready? Okay. here we-
Okay. Sorry, yes, I'm ready.
Ready?
Hashtag House of Hard Times.
Hashtag.
Hashtag
Ask House of Hard Times. We can't.
Hashtag Feed the Kids Fresh Fish.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. As a reminder, please like, subscribe, and follow us on all social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the Twitters.
That's correct.
And I am Camille Twa,
And I'm Mandisa Hard Times.
and this has been
Nothing Creative.
Ta-da! That's the name of our show.